Hi everybody and welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing another survival guide video. I've already done one on how to survive your A-levels, so this one's going to be how to survive your first year at uni, as I've just finished mine and I'm currently back at home. I've passed my first year and I'm allowed to go into my second year. In case you didn't know, I've done my first year of 3 years at the University of Exeter doing English. And if you want to have a look around like my room and the kitchen area and stuff of my flat, then I've done tours on both of those, so I'll link those in the description box for you. And I also did a haul of what stuff I bought and things to take to uni, so all of that kind of university related things will be in the description box. But I've got 10 top tips for how to survive, so let's get started. So my first point is to try and make a real effort to be social at the start. It can be really quite daunting when you first get to university and you're trying to move into your new room and you've got all these flatmates that you've never met before and stuff. But try and make a real effort just at the start to introduce yourself and get to know people, because that means once you've made like the initial introductions, it's going to be less awkward throughout the rest of the year. Just over that first like week or so, try and really make an effort to not be stuck in your room and things, because then after that you can have Netflix marathons in your room like I do after that. But at first you want people to know that you're chatty and you're friendly, rather than being all holed up in your room. And also if you're kind of feeling a bit homesick or anything, it's better to be busy and to keep yourself distracted than spending time alone. So really get out there and try and meet your new flatmates, the people that live in your building. You'll learn so many new names in the first couple of days and then forget them all. Everyone asks like, oh, what's your name, what are you studying, where are you from, like the same questions over and over. But it's just a really good way to get to know people and just to get a bit more confident. Like, I'm naturally quite a shy person, so it was quite hard to be confident. And some people, you think like they've already made friends and they're already in little groups and you're all left out, but you're really not. Everyone's in the same boat. Some people just appear like they're more settled in, but it's just a really good way to try and meet as many people as possible just by getting out of your room and trying different things. So just make an effort at the beginning to do that, and then you'll be sorted for the rest of the year. On a similar note, my second tip is to try and join some societies. This is, a way to get to know people that are into the same things as you, because your flatmates might not have the same hobbies as you. I'd also say try and not get too overwhelmed and then sign up for everything that you see that you're interested in. In Freshers Week, you should have a chance to go to like taster sessions and then meet the people that run them. I know in my first week I did like archery, I had to go presenting for camera, I did dry slope skiing, rifle shooting, all these fun things. It just is a way to get to know all the different societies and see if that's something you're interested in. And then you can sign up for the ones that you really want to at the end of the week at the Freshers Fair. But I just know that I invest a lot of time in a couple of societies, and I've kind of neglected the other ones that I joined at the start, so try and think about how much time you've got realistically to spend on them so that you don't waste your money, like with the sign-up fees at the start of the year. My third tip would be to try and get to know the campus or where your buildings are, if you're not on a campus university. I did this towards the end of Freshers Week. I just had a walk around the campus and use my timetable to try and find out where the buildings and rooms were for my classes, just because it's quite a big, well, I found it quite a big jump up from school, because everything at my school was really close together and you obviously knew exactly where you were going. At university everything's kind of spread out. I know the English building, like the numbering system is very confusing, so it's just a really good way so you're not stressing out in your first week of actual lectures and things, to know work out where you're going, just to know where the room is and stuff, so you know how long it takes to get there from your room and stuff, so you're not like sprinting on your first day with all your books in your bag and everything to try and find that lecture hall. So just try and get familiar with the campus, and that just means that you also know some really good places where you might want to study or chill out, anything like that. So just try and get to know the university. My fourth tip would be to try and find a subject buddy. Now I'm really lucky that in my flat lots of other people do English as well, so that was really easy. We like walked to lectures together. We didn't actually share any seminars, but it was really nice to have someone to go to lectures with and sit with. So if you don't have that, then try and make an effort in your lectures, to meet people that you're sitting next to, or in your seminars. In your seminars you get quite chatty because you have to meet up for study groups and stuff, so what we did was like make a Facebook group so that we could discuss the study questions and stuff. But it's also really helpful because if you have any questions about essay or an assignment or what reading you're supposed to be doing, if you don't want to specifically ask your lecturer or seminar leader, then it's really handy to have someone else in the same boat that you can talk to your like problems about and, you know, just chat about the subject in general. So try and find someone who's doing the same subject and make good friends with them. My fifth tip is regarding food. Now, if you're catered and you get your meals provided, then that's fine because you get all your meals cooked for you, but I was self-catered and I couldn't cook a thing basically before I left. But I've survived my first year, so you can do it too. Basically, I found it really helpful to make things in bulk, so I'd make spaghetti bolognese and make like 4 portions and then I'd freeze the other 3 up. That just means that it's, you know, way quicker to make meals and you're not having to make things from scratch every day, and also it means you don't have to live off convenience food all the time. It's quite helpful to have like a couple of microwave meals in the fridge, but you don't want to be living off that every day and pizza every day. Like we did a pizza night once a week, which was really nice as a flat, but try and, you know, make some things from scratch if you can and then just freeze them up. That's just a really good way to do things throughout the year. On a similar note again, my 6th tip is to do some internet shopping if you're self-catered again, because, well, Exeter's campus is like at the top of a hill, so you've got to cart all your shopping back up the hill if you do that. But what we would do is, as a flat, like try and put in an order together, because then you probably get like free delivery costs if you're over a certain amount, and then that just saves you having to go out and get it all and walking up. That's just, you know, a little bit of food tips from me. My 7th tip would be to make Google and your mum your best friends. Honestly, like in the first couple of weeks I used Google so much, and if Google didn't have the answer then I'd have to call my mum. Like I honestly like rang her so much like during the first couple of weeks, like how long do I boil an egg for? Like which colours can I separate? Like what do I do with stripy clothes? Are they whites or darks? Or, you know, like, I didn't know anything. So honestly, try and use Google, and if not then ask mum for help, because moving out of home, out of your house is quite a difficult step, I think, especially if you didn't do much household stuff like I didn't do before leaving. So it's really handy to have someone that you can rely on. Like even when you're, you know, like grown up and doing all this stuff on your own, it's still helpful to have mum to call up at the end of the day. My 8th thing is regarding like the actual academic side of university, and I think the biggest difference I found is that essays take so much longer to do at university. Like when I did my A-levels, I could probably, you know, just spend a couple of hours like the night before, just bash out an essay and it would, you know, be half decent. But at university it honestly takes so much longer. Like even to produce something that's not that good takes a long time, because honestly like you have to do so much reading beforehand to get all the information, because it's more about well, for English especially, it's more about what other people say about the subject and your response to that and how they respond to each other than your own thoughts and opinions, because your own thoughts and opinions are quite quick to come up with. So honestly doing all the research takes a long time, and then all your referencing and then checking through everything and submitting it and formatting and everything. So make sure you allow enough time to do it. Like try and start a week beforehand if you can, like just at least in your reading and your planning and stuff. So I think that's the biggest difference I found, was just the amount of time it takes to write a single essay. My 9th tip though is to try and find a balance. I know with humanities especially, like I don't have that many contact hours, so during the day I have to be quite disciplined to try and make myself do the reading and the work. So like I'll know that if I have a deadline like the next week, but I don't have that many things to go to, like I might have a couple of hours in the morning. It's quite easy, like once you're finished for the day, to just log on to Netflix or like go out and do something else, but you really need to try and be disciplined to do the amount of work you need to do before that essay, and to really, you know, timetable yourself. So that's especially what I've learnt this year, is to really organise my own time. But having said that, I think at most universities, first year doesn't actually count towards your final degree. So although well, I kind of saw this year as like a practice year for the next 2, so getting the hang of writing academic essays, like getting used to sitting exams at university, like getting into the swing of things. And also I find like university is more like a transitional stage between like being a teenager and being a grown-up, so just getting used to like looking after yourself, like doing all your own cooking and washing and stuff like that takes quite a lot of time to like physically keep yourself like alive and fit and healthy and everything. So try not to get too obsessed with all the academic side of thing. Like you'll get like really long reading lists, you know, just getting through the core stuff takes a long time, so try not to get too bogged down with the academic stuff. You know, do your best, but at the same time don't get too stressed out like I did at A-levels and things, because this year doesn't matter. As long as you pass it, which is like 40 or 50%, then you're going to be fine. So, you know, try and enjoy this first year and get to know people and get the hang of how university works, is what I would say. And my 10th and final tip and piece of advice for you is that naps are amazing. 9 AM seminars that last 2 hours after a night out, on the other hand, are not very good. So if you own them, leave them in the comment section below, because it'd be helpful to share this advice with other people. And if you have any other suggestions for other survival guides you would like me to do, then let me know as well. I might do one for Freshers Week specifically if you want, or maybe one on GCSEs, whatever you want, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. As ever, links to other videos and information will be in the description box, and if you haven't subscribed already, then click that button so you can see when I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye!